Welcome to this new episode of The Disabled Life. The purpose of this podcast is to tell people how I live my life. The name I'm using on the podcast now is The Disabled Guy, because I felt that you needed to hear something as opposed to just my voice there. I'm a disabled male living in Florida with cerebral palsy. I'm here to tell you how I live my life and some of the volunteer work that I do and how I manage to do it with cerebral palsy. Without further ado, let's go into the episode. What I'm going to talk about tonight is something that I feel is helpful for people. I feel that talk therapy is helpful. I have a little bit of experience with that, but not as much as you think I do. But I still know how much it helps. It's something that is really, I've heard it is really relaxing to sit there and talk to a person about anything, and to know that that person cannot say anything to anybody, even if the person even if the person's disabled and they don't drive and the parent takes them, they cannot, unless you're 18 years old. You have to be an adult for them not to be able to say anything. If that is the case, you're protected by them. They cannot talk anything. If they do, if they want to, the ethical way of handling this is not they have to ask you first. If not, it's unethical to talk about these things. It is unethical to talk about these things. So I know there's a reason why I know how this is, but this is not something that I experienced personally, but I know people that have. So it's, I'll tell you, it is something that if you need it, go access it. Go find one. It doesn't have to be a hypnotist. It can be anybody. It can be a counselor. It can be the only thing that it can't be, because there's no coverage in there. Even ministers, but the only thing they can't be is friends, because it's not covered. The only exception to that is if you know that person is a counselor, hypnotist, or something like that. I'll tell you, but it's easy, it's nice to sit and talk to somebody, because I know how it can help. That's why I'm here talking today, to tell you what experiences I've had as a disabled person from other people telling me what is going on. So it's, I know stress can be difficult. Stress makes you sick. Stress makes you. I've heard, I'm not sure on this, and don't quote me on this, but I've heard that stress can bring cancer up. I don't know when, but that's, if it is, it's scary, because that's scary. I don't know, man. That's terrible. Cancer and stress, I don't know the correlation on that. So it is something very, very interesting. But yes, I guarantee you that talk therapy does help. And it's something that I feel passionate about, because I know a little bit about it, and I understand a little bit about it. It's something that I wish I knew more about. But something I wish that I would have accessed. It's something that I know for a fact that I'm talking about this in a way for people to understand that I am proponent of it, because I know lots of people that have taken the classes and helped many people. So that's why I'm talking about this. This is a mental health topic. It's something that I wanted to, counseling. It's important, not only for families but anybody having a tough time. People believe that marriage counseling, and yes, I don't know about that. I'm not married, so I can't tell you that. But counseling in general, it helps. If you're having a problem, you can go to a counselor, and then I don't know if in the other states, but I know in Florida that they cannot say anything you tell them, unless the only exceptions to that. The only exceptions to that are if you're gonna hurt yourself, if someone's gonna hurt themselves, or something of that nature, then they're mandatory reporters. At least in Florida they are. But anywhere else, you're not. You're not a reporter. You don't have to worry about that. They are not allowed to talk to your parents, anybody. They just have to keep it inside themselves. It's to the point where what is it? I think it's a psychologist. A psychiatrist must go to a psychologist by state law here in Florida. So they probably get rid of the stuff that people they can talk about what's going on there, because that's a therapeutic session there. It's important. It's really important to keep in mind your own mental health and those of your friends and family. This is something that I feel is very, very much something necessary. I'm glad that the taboo is about to leave now. It's starting to relinquish from talk therapy and stuff like that. Some people don't believe in it. Others do. The American, which is not Hispanic and or Cuban, and some of them believe in that, some of them don't. It's something that if you feel that you need to go find it, I recommend you go find it, because it's something important to take care of your own mental health. So what I'm gonna say is, it takes strength. It does. It takes strength to admit, okay, I got a problem, or I have stress, or whatever term you want to use. But it honestly does take strength to actually go out there and look for someone. If you go to one and you don't get along, or just don't feel comfortable in general, find someone else. Please find someone else, because you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money for something that is not a good fit. So if you don't find the first time, if you don't find someone the first time, just keep on. You eventually find one. In closing, let me say thank you for listening to this episode of The Disabled Life. You can follow me on the following platforms. You can follow me at Good Pods. You can leave comments, messages there. You can also follow me on Twitter at The Disabled Guy. And you can also listen to me on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, and many others. Once again, thank you for listening, and I'll also give you my email. My email is Kilo Echo 4 Kilo Echo Yankee, or KE4 KEY at gmail.com. Once again, thank you. And thank you for your support. And I'll see you next week. In follow up to that, closing, you can also leave star ratings at Apple Podcast, and you can also, if you feel so inclined, you can follow me on and leave messages on Spotify. I would really appreciate it. It helps my algorithm immensely.